Residents in one Covington subdivision were living without a basic utility that many of us take for granted.
So they took their growing concerns over a lack of fire protection to the Fox 8 defenders, hoping to get the problem resolved.
Somebody's house would have burned down. And that was my biggest concern. I kept saying, I'm not going to live with that on my conscience.
Andrew Melton loves his Tuscany West Estates neighborhood in Covington, but couldn't live without a basic utility any longer. 6 fire hydrants in the development look like this, buried for more than 2 years.
They were buried on the landscape. The sod was all the way up to the hose attachments.
The chief of administration for Goodby Fire Department, St. Tammany Fire District 13, confirmed to Fox 8 the hydrants were deemed unusable, a concern he says was reported to Tammany Utilities twice. Melton says his homeowners association tried to get answers, but never could, so he reached out to the utility on his own.
We'll call you, we'll let you know. Oh, I'm gonna send somebody out in 2 weeks. Nothing.
Past the point of frustration, he turned to us for action.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna call Fox 8 Defenders. We need to get the situation under control.
The Fox 8 Defenders made one call to St. Tammany Parish government, and less than 24 hours later, Melton saw changes had been made to access the fire hydrants.
The next day.
Every hydrant that had been deemed inaccessible is now exposed and usable. It gives Andrew Melton some satisfaction, but it's only a temporary fix.
And that's what a bunch of the neighbors were saying. Is this finished with, or are they going to come back?
It's a health and safety hazard St. Tammany Parish says is unacceptable.
So after we sent out a crew to dig those fire hydrants up, we instituted an emergency task order so that we can have someone go out and insert a flanged pipe so that we're raising those fire hydrants to a level that is equal to the surrounding ground.
That same day, neighbors spotted a St. Tammany crew elevating the hydrants that had been buried for so long.
When we go through, before the builders get there, on the sign-off for the subdivision, those fire hydrants met whatever standards were in place at the time. The problem that comes in is when a builder comes in, or when a homeowner or whoever comes in and adds fill into that situation, for some reason the fire hydrants were covered up.
Tuscany West homeowners hope firefighters will never have to use them, but if they do, they now have appropriate access. St. Tammany Parish says there's already an ordinance on the books which says you can't hinder a fire hydrant within 10 feet. Now they're looking at rewriting the development code to make that ordinance more specific and possibly add a fine. If you've got a consumer issue you'd like us to address, call the Fox 8 Defenders, staffed with volunteers from the National Council of Jewish Women, the NCJW, or fill out our online complaint form.